Everyone was waiting for this as the Toronto Blue Jays come out and not only send a serious message, but do something they have been unable to do for a very long time this season. I'm going to break down exactly what that is as it happened in dramatic fashion. The Jays have also found their next star. We're going to break all of this down on this episode, folks, as things surrounding the Toronto Blue Jays are on a huge upward trend. But before we get into it all, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Your guys' support has been unbelievable, and the Jays have been playing unbelievable as they complete the sweep of a very good San Diego Padres team. And I had a video on it yesterday about how the curse to getting above 500 was in full effect. And their curse, finally, they were able to snap it in walk-off fashion. Just an absolutely crazy game, ludicrous game. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, the Jays get the job done to move themselves above 500. But there are some crazy storylines in case you missed the game or if you still watch the game that we're going to break down, in this video and go over. And man, oh man, what a crazy time to be a Toronto Blue Jays fan, because what's been an up and down season, it's at its peak, I think, of this season, besides maybe the 12-8 start. But let's go over the extra inning affair here. Now, there's a lot of things to go over, and it starts with, of course, Bichette going 2 for 6, Vladdy with a rare 0 for 5 today. And coming into this game, before we dive into everybody's performance, it was almost a punt lineup. No George Springer, no Alejandro Kirk, no Anthony Santander, who is dealing with an injury. But you're looking at that lineup. I mean, you have Barger, Clement, Lucas, Clase, Straw, and Tyler Heineman, who's been unbelievable lately. And you're thinking, okay, this is, they're content with winning 2 out of 3. Screw the sweep. Let's just rest our guys. Of course, Kirk is resting as well because of, the second night of, again, they played last night and, of course, this afternoon, very early game for a Thursday. They got the job done, and they did it in absolutely dramatic fashion. And let's look at Bichette. He went 2 for 6. He's looked very, very good. Vladdy struggled a little bit. Dalton Varsho, he had a very good game as well, even going 1 for 5, a lot of hard contact. We'll dive into Addison Barger in a minute here, but I want to give some credit to Jonathan Clase, because he's one of the only reasons the Jays were even in this game at the end of it in the extra innings, when he got a single up the middle against one of the best relievers in baseball, Jason Adam as well, like from the Padres side, and tied the game before, of course, they went to the 11th inning. It was craziness, but what matters most here is that the Jays were able to tie it up with Clase. And for a guy who is slowly starting to find his bat a little bit, he's 2 for 3, a couple walks, was on base 4 times, a very productive game for him. Straw struggled a bit, and Tyler Heineman is just the best backup catcher in baseball. He is gunning runners down, having fantastic base hits. But this team, and Nathan Lucas with the walk-off, which we'll dive into, it's a team of destiny at this point. They're playing such good baseball right now. The offense is finally coming along. The Jays go down 2-0 early in the game off of a home run in the bottom, in the second inning, Ben Francis had a 1-2-3 first inning. Second inning gives up a 2-run home run to Gavin Sheets. And you're thinking, oh boy, here we go. But then you're also thinking, and in my mind, I was like, wait, this Toronto Blue Jays team lately is hitting the ball well. I think they can easily come back. And they come back. They put up a 4 runs in the first 9 innings. And then you're bringing Jeff Hoffman in, and he chokes the game. There's so many things to go over. But the team is always ready to fight back. And I think that is by far the biggest thing with this team. You're always ready to fight back. And they've been scratching and clawing their way now to 1 game above 500 in the back of Nathan Lucas, who got an RBI single to walk it off against, again, a very good reliever in San Diego. And it starts with the pitching. And Ben Francis, we're going to have a video on him. He's struggling a lot right now. 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. The stat line isn't quite awful. He didn't look great out there. And ultimately, very smart decision by John Schneider to put in Yariel Rodriguez, who was absolutely dominant and was one of only 4 times and 4 pitchers who struck out Luis Arias on the year, by the way, with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball at his knees, which was crazy. Mason Flaherty, the best unsung hero of the year. Chad Green was good. Jimmy Garcia was solid. Jeff Hoffman, unfortunately, gave up a 2-run home run in the top of the 9th to tie the game. Now you're up 4-2 if you're the Jays in the 9th inning, and you're thinking, okay, hopefully Jeff Hoffman can take care of this. The Jays finally get above 500. Vibes are high, and he gives up a 2-run home run. And this was after the Jays clawed back to score 4 runs after going down 2-0 in the second inning, and the team was finally starting to get some momentum together. But by the point in the 9th inning where they got to Jeff Hoffman, they missed a lot of opportunities to score some more runs as well. Jeff Hoffman gives up a leadoff walk and then another home run to Gavin Sheets, a second of the game. Jeff Hoffman's a little bit concerning now. I still don't think there's a ton of room to say, hey, throw him away as the closer, all these different things. Would I have liked John Schneider to go with Brendan Little? Absolutely. I think it would have made more sense. I think it would have made, there was three lefties. I think this traditional mindset of you have a closer, you use him no matter what. If you're going up against three lefties, put in Brendan Little, who's been one of the best relievers in baseball, one of the best swing and miss guys in baseball to help limit putting guys on base. Ultimately, hindsight's 2020. They went with their closer and Jeff Hoffman. He gave up a 2-run shot, and they decided to use Little for basically 2 innings, and he gave up both ghost runners, but didn't give up any more. And there's no one I'd rather have in baseball, I don't think, maybe besides a couple of bullpen guys, as a person to throw into an extra inning game than Brendan Little. I think he's about as good as you can get, especially with his whiffs. But he gave up 2 runs there. But the Jays managed to fight back every single time. You have Alejandro Kirk coming up and getting a clutch hit. You have guys like Tyler Heineman hitting throughout the game. His average is almost 400, by the way. Call him Barry Bonds Heineman. At the end of, that's Barry Heineman, or maybe Bonds Heineman, Tyler Bonds, whatever you want to go. Barry Bonds Heineman would be a 3-word name. Regardless, I digress. The team is looking fantastic, and that's not to mention Addison Barger, whose last 9 balls hit in play up until a certain point in this game were 98 miles an hour, and that is the Jays' next star here. And you can call me crazy, whatever you want. I've been saying, and I've been an advocate on this channel for a while, if the Toronto Blue Jays can figure out a way to just play Barger every day and let him hit, his peripherals are so unbelievably good that if he can start making contact, he's going to be one of, unironically, the best hitters on the Toronto Blue Jays. And he's getting everyday playing time since Andres Gimenez has went down. His OPS now is nearing 800 that is. And man, oh man, he looks fantastic. He smokes balls. And I saw this tweet. Now, whether you play fantasy baseball or not, it's still very relevant here. Addison Barger is a priority buy, and he kind of dives into some of his stats here. 244, 295, 415, with 2 home runs and 10 RBIs in 88 plate appearances. But he's a data darling under the hood. Look at some of those advanced analytics. If that doesn't scream, like, he has superstar potential, and that's why it's so exciting. A gun of an arm at third base. We saw it in one of the extra innings there. Just a really solid defender, surprisingly, this year. He's the up guy next. And Dan Shulman was talking about it in the broadcast today. The Jays are in for a very interesting scenario here when Gimenez comes back. You cannot take Barger out of the lineup. And Clement's been red hot. I think you have to take Clement out of the lineup if it's one of the two. Maybe rotate between Andres Gimenez and Ernie Clement, because Addison Barger, like he did today, can help win you ball games. It is as simple as that. And I'm not saying Clement can't, but having Addison Barger out there, he will help you win ball games very easily. And you need guys who can make extremely hard contact and be high upside players. That's what Barger is. He was a great prospect. Let him play. I would rather see Barger on an everyday basis than Ernie Clement when Gimenez comes back. And Gimenez hasn't been swinging a great bat either, and Clement's glove has been fantastic. So it's going to be interesting there. But ladies and gentlemen, a huge win. And guess what? The Jays got above 500 for the first time in a while. A little bit concerning with Bowden Francis. He's unable to finish 5 innings in his 5 of his last 6 starts. I think last year, I'm not saying it was a fluke. I think he can make adjustments. He has the stuff, but putting 92 mile per hour fastballs middle is going to get crushed. But what's not going to get crushed is Addison Barger. Fired up for this video. Fired up about the Blue Jays. Move on to tomorrow. Hopefully they can take care of business. You guys have been beasts. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.